Welcome, Utah wrestling fans. Today we have myself hosting from Virginia with Team Utah right now. We have a Virginia Holiday Duel starting tomorrow. All kids weighed in, made weight. Had a couple that were very close to not making weight, but they ended up making it. We also have with us Nate O'Brien and Brian Priest that will be helping host, and our guest, Luke Lofthouse, assistant coach at UVU. We'll get right into it. We have a good show today. We have Luke on, as you can see, talking about our UVU versus Boise State match this Saturday. But also first, we wanted to kind of recap the season for UVU. Luke, kind of give us a quick rundown of what's been going on with UVU wrestling so far, where they've competed, how they've done, and then we'll get into the Boise State details.
Okay. So first of all, thanks for having me on. I mean, this is awesome. I think it's awesome you guys do this. Big for growing the sport and getting people excited about wrestling. So it's good to be here. As far as our season, I think that we've been pretty excited, and I don't know if impressed is the right word, because I think we had a lot of faith in our guys and their development over the summer and spring. But I think that we've grown a lot, even from the beginning of the fall. And so just as an example, I mean, the Cowboy Open, we had 8 placers, which is more than they had the year before. And then they went to Iowa, and they had a bunch of placers out there, and we wrestled you and I, and they were ranked top 20, 25, maybe 23, around there. And we wrestled hard. We lost 4 matches by two or less points, and we ended up losing the duel by about 6, 7, 9 points. I can't remember the exact score. But so our guys are scrapping. They're having close matches, and we had a couple weeks off, and we kind of fine-tuned some things and went to Vegas this last weekend, which is probably one of the premier events on our schedule. You see a lot of tough teams out there. You got Oklahoma, Ohio State, some of those teams, Cornell, Virginia Tech, some of the teams from back east. And we did a pretty good job out there. And I think the biggest difference between this year and last year is our guys now are starting to beat some of those ranked guys that are wrestling. So Kimball, he beat a couple ranked guys at Vegas. Our heavyweight Dustin Dennison, he beat, a ranked guy in Iowa. And so where last year maybe we're close in those matches and we're not quite pulling them out. We're starting to get to the point where we're starting to win some of those matches. And we had 2 placers at Las Vegas. I don't know if everyone's heard that or not. We had a 7th place, which is Kimball Bastion at 174 pounds. And then we had a 8th place at 197, Tanner Orndorff. And both those guys are freshmen, which is, also really exciting. Our young guys are wrestling tough and scrapping and also having success. So I think ultimately the energy going forward is really good. I think our guys are excited with their progression. They're excited with their results. And as a staff, we're pretty excited at where we're at. We're not where we need to be, but it's also still December, and so we got a lot of time to kind of keep building our guys and sharpening their edge, and to where when it comes conference time, we're competing for conference titles and getting more guys qualified for nationals.
For me, it's been exciting this year because, like you said, with Kimball and Tanner placing, they're freshmen. They're young. And in the past, you guys haven't had a place in Vegas for how many? It's been a few years since you've had someone place in Vegas, hasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember if it was 2012 maybe was the last time.
And so to have 2 freshmen place when it's been a while, that's pretty good. And like you said, they're beating some ranked guys. And even the ones that aren't, they're right there. And so for me, it's exciting to see how young you guys are, but you're still able to progress, versus years past. So that's been exciting for me.
Yeah, it's been fun. You watch the development, you watch the transition, and these guys starting to believe in themselves a little bit more. And all of a sudden they grab a hold of it, and it's like they're grabbing on fire, and they just catch fire, and things start making sense to them. And it's been really fun, and it's only been a month into the season, and we've had a lot of fun so far, and Boise State and the format. and have our first duel of the season. Pretty pumped up.
Sorry, you're cutting out on my side, but it might be my internet. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
I can
now.
hear you. I think it's Luke. It must be your internet there in Orem or something.
Oh man.
No worries. Well, let's get into the Boise State duel. This is a kind of an exciting duel every year, and typically the home team wins. And even when Boise's been highly ranked, they come to Orem and UVU beats them, and typically when we go there, we lose. This year, I think it should be different. I'm hoping it's different. But let's go down weight by weight. Luke, you don't have to give your predictions. Me and Nate can give our predictions. Brian can jump in. We won't make you predict here, but let's go down weight by weight and kind of tell us, Luke, who you have. If you know who the Boise State guy is. I saw the article from UVU, so it kind of gives a breakdown of every weight and who's Boise expected starter versus UVU's expected starter. And, if they've wrestled or any thoughts on the match. And then before we go on the next one, me and Nate can kind of give our thoughts on who we think should win or on paper will win. And we'll kind of, at the end, we'll have a prediction of how the duel will go. So, Luke, if you want to start us off at 125, what do we got at 125?
Yeah, 125. We'll have Mitch Brown. He'll be wrestling for us. And Boise State, they have Will Bardisbane. And I haven't seen him yet this year. And I like Mitch. I mean, he's a scrap days on his offense. And if he stays stingy in his positions, not give up back points, I think that he's pretty good. And he'll compete with most guys in the country. And so he's looked tough. And I mean, he wrestled pretty well in Vegas, lost a couple tough ones. And, if he can get off the bottom and keep his offense going all the way through the match, I mean, he should do pretty well.
So here at 25, my prediction is Mitch Brown by major decision. So I'm going Mitch, major decision. Nate, what are your thoughts?
I too like Mitch, but I like him in a close one. I like it decision. I like him by winning by 3.
So you got 3-0. I got a 4-0. Mitch, don't let me down. I love Mitch's gas tank. I'm expecting him to blow it open in the third period. So 133.
133 we'll have Jared Maines. He's one of our more seasoned guys. The whole season for us last year, up 41. He's kind of had some mixed results.
Is it just me, or does Luke sound like RTD2?
Yeah. Luke, you're cutting out quite a bit in that one.
All right, let me get a position here. See if I can get you guys some more better internet signal.
Take us out of the dungeon, dude, or tell the wife to get off Netflix or something like that.
Hey, my whole house is a dungeon, so.
Okay, 33. Now you got Jared Maines for UVU. Now Boise State, we have 2 guys listed. Carson Kuhn, who is a Utah wrestler, or Josh Newberg. Do we have kind of insight? Who do we expect them to send out?
I have some inside information on that one.
Let's hear it.
Maybe Luke already knows that's why he's smiling, but no, I heard Carson has a concussion, and so he's probably not going to go. But I mean, I guess he could, but as far as I know, he's probably not going to wrestle.
So Luke, are we expecting to see Josh Newberg out there?
I would, if I were a betting man, I'd probably bet on Carson Kuhn, just because he didn't wrestle last weekend.
Right, and I saw that.
And I don't even know if he wrestled when they wrestled. I guess he did wrestle at Cal State, which was or Thanksgiving. I mean, they have Josh Newberg. They have him listed as probables at 33 and 41. So send Kuhn out. That's my guess.
So I think this one, I haven't seen Carson wrestle much. Obviously, he's been in and out with injuries. Maines has, to me, has been off and on this season. Some matches he's looked great, some matches he's not looked so great. So if we're wrestling Newberg, my prediction is a 3-0 win. If we're wrestling Carson Kuhn, to me, that's a toss-up. And part of me thinks Maine will pull that out because Carson's been out, and again, we'll get him in the third periods because Maine does have a gas tank. But with Kuhn in there, I think it's a toss-up. With Newberg in there, I think we win.
That's how I think I would take Carson Kuhn to win that match in a close match.
Right.
I still like Carson Kuhn on that match. But it would be a close match, definitely a decision. If Josh goes out there, I think it definitely switches the other way for a decision for UVU.
Yeah, I think Kuhn definitely had a good chance to win. My one concern with him would be, since he's been out, can Maines keep it close and win it in the third period with a better gas tank if Kuhn's been out for a little bit? But I do think Kuhn gives Boise a better chance at 33. So 41, what do we got?
We'll wrestle Trevor Wilson. So he wrestled last time at their trip to Iowa, and so he been kind of trying to get back. Nothing serious, but just a nagging injury, and so he's ready to go. And then I think the Boise State will wrestle Rami Hadadine.
Yeah,
and that's the same guy that they wrestled at 125 last year, so he's up a couple weights. And he's kind of, his two matches with Jason last year, Jason beat him 15-0, and then in their conference match it was 3-1 or 3-2. I can't remember the exact score, but it was a close match. So, he'll scrap. I like Trevor. I have since I got here, and he's kind of one of those guys that's a little bit like Maines. He's got to decide which Trevor wants to go out there, and if it's a Trevor that's going to score points, then I like our chances.
Yeah, again at 41, I think I'm giving Trevor the decision. He typically doesn't win by bonus points that I'm aware of. But I think he beats Rami or Josh or Michael Cook for that matter. I think Trevor, I'm giving a 3-0 decision there. What do you think, Nate?
I'm going with history. That's pretty strong on my side, just because I think Remy's going to win this match. It'll be close. It'll be a decision again. But I'm going to say that just because UVU's never won up there in Boise. So at some place they got to get their wins. And I would say Carson and Remy are probably two of their best kids in their bottom weight. So if they're going to win the match, that's where they're going to win.
Okay, well, let's move on to 49. What do we got at 49?
Lamont, he'll be our guy.
I think we lost Luke again. Can you hear me, Nate?
I can hear you.
Who we got? Grant Lamont versus.
Yeah, so 49. I'll jump in here for Luke until he comes back. Are you back, Luke?
I think I'm back.
Okay, 49.
Grant Lamont versus Dakota Wall.
They have not wrestled this year, right?
No, not to my knowledge.
So Dakota Wall, he wrestled Matt Ontiveros at the Cowboy Open and beat him. Is that right? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Let's see here. I'm pretty sure Matt. No, they did not actually. I don't think. No, they did. Dakota Wall beat Matt Ontiveros 2-0 at the Cowboy Open. This one to me is another toss-up. I think on paper with Dakota Wall beating Grant, I think you got to give the edge to Boise State at 49, but I think it's it's one that Grant could win. But I think you got to give the edge to Boise on this one since Dakota did beat Matt. What do you think, Nate?
I'm going with Grant Lamont on this one in a close one. I'm going with Grant on a decision.
I'm hoping Grant pulls that one out. So far I don't necessarily see Boise as a heavy favorite in any weight. But I see him as favorite. I see him as a favorite at 49 on paper. I think Grant's very capable of winning though. 57.
57. They got two guys listed: Fred Green and AJ Fierro. Fierro, he's a transfer from Cal State Bakersfield, and actually we'll have Raider Lofthouse wrestling there, and they wrestled last year in the duel against Cal State.
Who won last year?
Fierro won last year. I can't remember the score. I want to say it was 4 or 5 points, maybe 4 or 5 points, maybe a little bit more.
And then Raider and Green wrestling at the Cowboy Open. Green won that one. Again, I think on paper, Boise State is the favorite there. Fierro and Green have both beat Raider. So right now at 57, Boise would be the favorite there. You picking different there?
No, I'm picking the same.
Okay.
Sorry, Raider. I love you.
He's got to make you a believer, right?
That's right.
Yeah, what do you think about that, brother? Jeez.
Raider, you got to step up his game this weekend. Everyone's got to step up their game. Okay, 65. What can we see at 65?
Who you going here, man? You got 2 listed.
Luke, who are you guys gonna put out? Dalton McCoy. Do you guys know yet?
I think Coy will wrestle for us. He's wrestling tough. He's doing some good things. Every match he's getting better. So Dalton's still getting back into it, and he hasn't competed yet this year. And so he's coming. He's working along, but he's not quite there yet. Maybe. Boise State. I think this is probably their best guy. Maybe as far as results, I mean, I think he was 3rd or 4th at the Cowboy Open. He was 2nd in the Roadrunner Open.
Yeah, Demetrius is one of Boise's better guys.
A little bit. And so we'll have to wrestle hard and stay in our positions and score when we get chances to score. And I mean, I always like our guys, and so I won't give anyone an unfair advantage. Coy's a fighter. When it's a fighter, it's a 1 hour weigh in. That's a difference. That's his first 1 hour weigh in too. So we'll see how Coy responds to that transition to college as well.
Yeah. So here Boise State again's a favorite on paper. Coy we all know has a great blast double. Maybe he can hit a couple on Demetrius. Demetrius wrestled at the Rumble back in high school. I think he wrestled Gianni O'Haran. I want to say I could be completely off on that, but I want to say I remember that match. But I'm picking Boise State here at 65. Again, they're favorites on paper. Hopefully, Coy can hit a couple double legs and turn it over to us. But Nate, who do you got?
I've got Boise on this one. He's definitely. From what information I gathered, he's probably like his better best.
Okay, 74. What do we got?
74. We got a rematch of, I want to say, the quarterfinals of the Cowboy Open. Austin Dewey and Kimball Bastian. Kimball won 3-2 at the Cowboy Open, and I mean I expect that score will be a little bit more the way this time. I mean, he's starting to open up a little bit more and starting to feel a bit more confident and comfortable out there. So I think it'll be a good match. I mean, Dewey's really tough. He's hard to score on. I mean, he wrestled us as well. We beat him in the duel. I think it was 3-2 or 3-1 or went into overtime, I believe, if I'm correct. And so, but usually low scoring matches with him.
Here, again, I agree. Kimball, I think, has progressed since the Cowboy Open. And I'd definitely give Kimball the edge and the win here at 74.
Now I'm going with Kimball too. I like Kimball by more than he's going to be pushing for a major here.
You know, I'll be surprised on the major. Maybe I shouldn't say this with Coach here, but you know, Kimball, it seems to me that he could score a lot more if he attacked more, but he seems to do enough to win most of the times, and he does win. But I would love to see.
What do you think? It's just his gas tank?
No, I don't know. Coach, can you help us here? I like I said, when he attacks, he seems to score, but I just would like it'd be fun if he attacked a little bit more.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. He's working on it. He's getting better in the practice room, and we're just waiting for that transition to go into his live in his competition where he's scoring a lot of points. So, but he is. He wrestles. He's real confident in his defense and real methodical in his wrestling, and it's helped him and it's been good for him. But like you said, I mean, you got to score more points to put away those matches, especially close matches against good guys. So,
right.
Well, I said pushing for a major. I think it's 6 points. You know, it's right there.
Okay, 84.
84. This is another rematch of the second round at the Cliff Keen last weekend in Las Vegas, where we're wrestling Will Sumner. Their guy is
Caden Del Toro.
Yeah, and so we won a match 4-1, and it was pretty low output. I mean, each guy had a couple shots, and we scored on one of ours and rode him out for, you know, the last minute 10 seconds of the period. You know, it changes how he wrestles. And so if he knows that he can beat a guy, he's going to be more open, more offensive, and we just need to change that, thinking he can beat guys going into matches where he's never wrestled them. But I think it'll be a scrap. But I think we can. I mean, I think we can widen that gap too.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely picking UVU on this one. Will seems like he's getting better. He's been wrestling good. I think this last, the Vegas tournament did well. Definitely pick UVU here.
I'm going with UVU here. I think Will is definitely wrestling pretty well right now.
97, Tanner Orndorff.
97, Tanner Orndorff. He's one of our guys that's been doing really well. Every weekend he gets better. And
dude, don't break up on us right there. You're pouring your heart out.
I mean, this guy wrestled against us last year at heavyweight and ended up giving a fall, I think, against Dustin. And so we'll have to go and we'll have to wrestle, but I mean, I expect us to score a lot of points in that match.
Yeah, I expect Tanner to win here. Looking for bonus points again, maybe a major decision. I don't necessarily see a fall, but hopefully a fall. Definitely, possibly a major decision.
I'm in the same boat. This is Luke's guy right here, so I'm going Tanner with a major.
Heavyweight big boys, what do we got here? Luke, what do you got at heavyweight? We got two guys listed, Dustin Dennison or Jordan Karst.
We'll wrestle Dustin. I mean, he's been our guy. He's been our guy for the past 2 years, and he's doing a pretty good job. He did well at the Cyclone Open. He was first there. He beat a guy that was ranked 11th in the country. Kind of had some tough matches at Vegas, lost a couple close ones. And the guy he's wrestling is Gabe Gonzalez, who wrestled Jordan Karst at the Cowboy Open. And it was a 1-0 match, not a whole lot of action. And so, I mean, I assume it'll be similar. I mean, he's pretty – and we can score points at heavyweight. I mean, both of our heavyweights are really capable. And so Dustin, he's hungry, he's motivated. I don't think he liked the way it ended at Vegas very well. And so, I'm excited to see him go out and compete and see how he responds to maybe not having the outing he wanted last weekend. So,
yeah, I expect UVU to win here at heavyweight as well. I don't necessarily see bonus points. Hope I'm wrong, but definitely see a win for UVU at heavyweight.
I like UVU on this one also.
So, final predictions. I'm thinking UVU wins. 25. These are for sure wins. 25, 41, 74, 84, 97 heavy. So at least 6 wins. I'm going to say we're going to get a 7th win in there, whether that's 33 or 49, obviously depending on who they put out 33. But between 33 and 49, I think we'll get another one. So I'm predicting 7 wins, 3 losses. I think we'll get bonus points in 2 of those. So I'm going 7 wins, 21, 23. I'm going 23 for us and 9 for them. 23-9 is my prediction. Nate, what do you got? What are your final predictions here?
Let's see. I had a win at. You had a win at 20. No, I had the Carson. Well, it depends on the Carson Coon's gonna throw a wrench in this.
It will, but you got to pick. You got to make your final prediction. I did 23-9.
All right.
I got 25-12.
So I have.
So Brian, you're going 25-12 for Boise State or for UVU?
UVU, man. Wolverine.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't sound right. 25-9. All right,
25-9. Okay.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
What are you going, Nate?
I've got Boise State. Sorry, Luke. At Boise State. Let's see. According to my thing here, shoot, I'm terrible with math. At Boise State winning.
Boise State winning?
Yes.
So what?
I think I had a win at 33-41, 65, and
57.
57.
So you had a win in 4 matches and UVU went in 6?
Well, I thought I had a 5-5.
So you had, let's say 33, you had 41, 57, 65. You only picked Boise in 4 weights.
I thought I had Mitch. I thought I had 25 too.
Don't give Boise 25.
Okay, I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. I'll have to go back and re-listen.
What did you have at 49?
He picked UVU at 49.
I did pick UVU at 49. My bad. Yep. So I guess I do have UVU winning this one. So is history going to break right here? Because UVU never won in Boise.
All three of our expert panels here, expert panelists, have the trend breaking and UVU coming out on top in Boise.
Dominating. I got some bonus points out there.
Yes. So, Luke.
95 and heavy, and maybe this is the match Kimball opens it up, and you get some bonus.
So, Luke, good luck at Boise State this weekend. Are they streaming at all? Can we watch it?
I think that there will be a stream. I saw a link out today. So if it is, just check back at Wolverine Green, and they should have a link to it there.
So check out on Wolverine Green. If we get the stream, we'll post it on Wrestle Utah as well. So we'll get the stream out. Okay, Luke, before we let you go, what's coming up for UVU? And I know you guys have a home duel next week, which we want everybody out there supporting. We want to fill the stands. But what else do we have coming up? Can we see red shirts this weekend? What do we got?
Yeah, we actually have a group of guys going out to Colorado Mesa to wrestle at the Open out there. A lot of our red shirts. Matt Finley will wrestle this weekend. First time of the year. We got some other guys, young guys went out there. We, most of our other guys are getting ready for Reno the weekend after. So the 18th, we have a lot of our guys going out to Reno. That same weekend, we have Taylor Lamont going to the senior level national Greco nationals down in Las Vegas. And then we're off for a week, and we're getting ready for the Southern Scuffle the 1st and 2nd of January. Be covered by Flow Wrestling. So there'll be a lot of opportunities to see our guys compete out there. And another chance for our guys to go and wrestle some ranked guys and try and pull off some of those wins. So that's where we're at now. But the big one this Saturday, obviously, but next Thursday, 7 o'clock against Oregon State. And I'm excited for both of them. So tune in. Make sure you see us. I mean, it's a different team than it has been. We got guys that are philosophy of offense and attack and trying to build their lead and win by a margin larger than they're used to, or maybe larger than they did in the past. And so we have some opportunities to do that with guys, with rematches of guys who wrestled this year already. And so I'm excited to see how our guys handle that.
Well, it'll be fun, definitely, to watch you guys. I'm excited to see Matt Finley. Is Durbin wrestling out there too?
No, he won't be wrestling out there, so he won't wrestle till Reno the next weekend. Same with Gary Yonser. He'll wrestle at 84. He's another good recruit we got out of Oregon. We do have some guys. Kiefer Tay will be wrestling his first time after his injury last year at the UVU Open, so he'll be wrestling out at the tournament. Our other heavyweight will be out there wrestling. Chase Call will be out there wrestling. So we're gonna have a good group of guys. Ben Andrew, he's one of our heavyweights. He's been pretty successful this year so far in his tournaments. And just hasn't won a tournament yet. So
I think we lost Luke again.
We lost Skywalker.
That's okay. So as Luke was saying, home match against Oregon State on Thursday the 15th. Starts at 7 o'clock. Make sure you're there. Let's fill the stands. It'll be an exciting duel. So, Luke, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
hey,
Good luck.
This is awesome.
Yes, good luck this weekend. We'll be watching, and 23-9 is the magic number you guys got to hit.
All right. I'll tell the guys.
Okay.
25-9.
Both sides.
Okay. Well, thank you again.
Hey, Luke.
See you, Luke.
How's the electricians?
How's the what?
How's the electricians lockdown?
Hey, you know about it's an ever-going battle, Nate.
I know.
We're pushing them. I'm about to take a cattle prod over there tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, all right, you guys have a good night. All those little
Okay.
Jeff.
Yes. You cut out there, but
I said tell those little boys to do some work out there.
we will. We'll have fun. Wrestling starts tomorrow, and it'll be a fun time.
All right, we'll be following.
Okay. We'll see you.
Thanks again, guys.
Okay, we're gonna shift gears now. We're gonna move on to high school wrestling. We had a big weekend this last weekend. You had the Millard Ironman. You had the Layton Invitational. Lots of great matches. So let's get right into this. Also today we posted 1A rankings, 3A rankings, and 4A rankings. Hopefully we can get 2A and 5A up soon. We're looking to post the power polls, individual power polls up soon as well. So I guess let's start at 1A. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at the rankings at all, but 1A, a couple things that jumped out we had or that are coming up. You have this weekend at JUAB. You have Altamont, Duchesne, and Monticello all at JUAB this week, and the top three teams in 1A headed out to JUAB. Follow that and it will be a good battle. Zach Musselman, we see, is staying at 38 since Bradford dropped down to 32, which is another big thing since we thought Musselman would be down at 32. Nate, anything else to say on 1A as we jump around real quick?
No, there's not a lot of teams in 1A. I mean, there is, but then you got Altamont, you got Monticello. Yeah, those are the kind of your two big dogs, right?
So this weekend it'll be fun to watch 1A. We also posted 3A rankings. One weight that jumps out, 138 in 3A rankings. You have Ranger Keckler ranked number 1, Holden Richards ranked number 2, and Brady Lowry ranked number 3, and then Carlitos Nava number 4 in those rankings. I mean, it's top 4 kids at 138 are all studs. That's probably the toughest weight in 138 right now. But 3A, we have some teams in 3A that did great, that are going to be moving up quickly in the rankings. Juab for one. Juab had a great weekend last weekend. Didn't they beat Maple Mountain? Who else did they beat last week? Do you remember, Nate?
No, I was just trying to pull that up again. Just
They
to see
beat-
some of the scores, but yeah, I think they beat Maple Mountain.
They beat Maple Mountain. They beat Millard. They lost to Payson, though, in a close one. But Juab is a team that I would expect to move up the rankings in the team rankings from the 3A. Bear River lost, I want to say, to Syracuse at the Syracuse tournament. But 3A has shown that they are definitely a good classification. I think some people doubted 3A in the past, and I think 3A is showing that they are for real.
I was one of the doubters of 3A.
Well, you look at the teams right now in 3A. Well, let's look at these team rankings. In the 3A team rankings right now, you have Bear River, you have Juab, you have Desert Hills, you have Morgan. And Morgan, didn't Morgan just beat South Summit in a duel? I think, right?
South Summit. I don't know if they dueled South Summit.
They beat them. They beat them pretty
Yeah,
hard.
so, I mean,
okay, yeah, you're right. I was thinking North Summit. They did that too a week ago.
right. So you have Morgan here, who's ranked number 4 in 3A, but they just beat South Summit, who's our number 12 team on the top 25. So if Morgan really is the 4th best team in 3A, then 3A is much tougher.
Well, and they barely lost at North Summit by what, 2 or 3 points.
Right. I mean, so they're tough. They're good. So,
yeah.
Who else in 3? Juab. Again, they should be moving up the rankings. So you could potentially have, Morgan is possibly a top 10 team. They beat the number 12 team. You have Bear River that is ranked number 10, but they lost to Syracuse, I think, in a duel. So maybe they drop below Morgan. Then you have Desert Hill, who is 13, and Juab, they was 17, who definitely has to move up the rankings. So you could have 4 3A teams in the top 15. So definitely 3A is better than I think what people were expecting.
Jeff,
Brian,
do you know the teams that are going down to Desert Hills tournament this weekend? Are they gonna see anybody that might we can kind of get some comparative matches going here?
That's just individual, right?
Desert Hill. Yeah.
So we'll have to look into that. We'll have to see kind of, I'd like to see Desert Hills against some of the tougher teams, but they are definitely a good team. They have some tough kids.
It could be Juab's year. I just see, there's some good teams. I think they're all a little bit flawed a little bit, either with holes or depth or, I think 3A will be a little bit better than last year, because Morgan's on And Desert Hills, they actually surprised me last year, but then again, not, because I think Brian Pace does a great job down there. And one of the underrated coaches, in my view. I thought his teams at Dixie were always pretty competitive. So yeah, but it just much past the top 5 or 6 teams, just not real impressed with that classification overall.
Right. Yeah, and Nate, to answer your question, the Desert Hills tournament is next weekend.
Oh, it is.
And
Okay.
it shows that you have Delta, Millard, and Jab. It shows that are all going to be there. I don't know if those are their second team or first teams.
Delta's put in their second team in that one. It's probably Brian Pace took the tournament over. It used to be the Desert Storm tournament. So
Got it.
it's average tournament, but you get some good weights every once in a while. And
my question is, though, if you're not running on track wrestling, does it happen? Does it really happen?
No.
Because I think you're running on track wrestling, so it doesn't. It's hard for us to. I thought everybody had their tournaments on track wrestling.
Got to get them on the 21st. I even think went to the track wrestling finally. Kind of doing.
Yeah, they did.
Last year, I think, or 2 years ago.
It took Miller a long time to get on track. So but yeah, just last year I was way more impressed with 2A than 3A. To tell you the truth, just with individuals and teams.
Right. Well, I mean, even this year, in 2A's, Delta, North Summit, South Summit, but then again, Morgan, the number 4 team in 3A, beat South Summit. So, I think 3A is much more competitive, at least this year, than a lot of people are giving them credit for.
Well, I think Morgan has gone up a level, and that's for sure. And I think even Juab's up a level. And I think they have the star power. I think Bear River kind of relies more on depth. They changed the scoring thing in 3A, right? Recently, where they're not scoring everybody.
Right.
But I'll say Bear River really impressed me last year. I really thought going into that tournament, I saw Juab winning it. So hats off to the Bears for sure. That one.
Yeah, and right now Bear River is the favorite, still ranked number 1, but I am not so sure they're going to win it. I at this point, I think 3A is going to be a race, and I am not right now putting my money on Bear River. I don't know who I'd put my money on this early, but I definitely don't think it's necessarily just a Bear River show come February.
Well, yeah, don't sleep on Desert Hills. I think I'm not. They're going to win it, but I think they're a contender for a trophy. Maybe slipping in that second position.
Yep, definitely. So let's move on to 4A now, since those rankings are posted as well. 4A, interesting news here. Right now, you got Maple Mountain, who's struggling. They lost a couple duels this last weekend. Ryan Hansen's not in the lineup. Parker K's not in the lineup. I don't know the plan there, but right now I think Wasatch definitely is a top team here, and everyone's chasing Wasatch. Payson, though, won the Millard Ironman. Nate, a Wasatch faithful, obviously. Give us your thoughts on Payson and Wasatch. How's that going to turn out?
Well, it depends on where. It honestly depends on Payson, where their guys fall in their weights. I could see it anywhere from a 7-7 kind of a duel to a 4 to 5 wins for Payson and Wasatch wins 8 or 9 matches there. What do you think? Jeff?
You guys will wrestle it tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, Wasatch and Payson will wrestle.
I'm not sure the schedule, but I think we do dual Payson, so it'll be interesting. But some of their guys aren't going to be down, so yeah, it could be with Cone not getting
Is
down
it?
to 6. That could
This
be
is at the Wasatch Intermountain Tournament. Intermountain.
tournament.
Yeah, I always take a little bit more stock in the region duels in those events because everybody's going to show up with the A team in the right weights, generally.
Yeah,
Right.
well, and then Payson's still juggling. That's what I'm saying. I think if we, my prediction, if we dual Payson tomorrow or Saturday, I could see it being a little more lopsided. But I could see when we go down to Payson in 3 weeks, where a month it could be a barn burner 7-7, and we're looking at bonus points to be the difference in the duel.
Well, I think. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, I just think with another thing with Payson is the health of a couple of their wrestlers. I know like Hone, older Hone suffered a knee injury last year, and Osborne missed the whole season last year. And the Lions will need to keep those guys healthy for sure, And I think there's a little bit more room for margin of error for Wasatch than there is Payson. If I had to pick, obviously, I'm going to pick Wasatch, but I think, just based on what I've seen with Payson going down there, there's a possibility, if I would say who's going to win or take state 4A as a team, I'd say it's about a 90% chance Wasatch takes it and 10% for Payson, and maybe UNA might have a 1% chance, maybe somewhere, but 10% chance, 10% chance is a chance, where everyone else I don't think really has a chance, as I see it. So,
I think in 4A with the Payson Wasatch deal, Jacob Disher, Jed Lovelace, I'm excited to see that or hear the results of it tomorrow if they wrestle. I think that one could be a very, very good one. I think it's number 5 versus number 7 on our big board. That's one I'm excited for. Ranked number 1, 2 right now in 4A. And, 4A is pretty deep. I mean, you got Maple Mountain, who's ranked number 5 right now, and you got Payson number 2, Uinta 3, Box Elder 4, Salem Hills 6, Maple Mountain 5. So 4A is going to be a great race. This weekend at Wasatch will be fun. Nate, you'll be able to be there. I will not. But
well, here's one thing to consider about UNA, just kind of from my inside scoop on the Utes is we got about 50 wrestlers out this year. Most they've probably had out maybe forever, and
right.
My friend out there, who knows a lot. He was on the staff when they won their last state championship. He says they got a really good JV team. They got some really good seconds, and that could be kind of a factor going in. I haven't really seen this out of UNA quite like this year. From what I hear in the grapevine, that they're filling every weight with 2 guys and a quality second guy in a lot of these weights. So UNA could be kind of in there in the mix.
Oh yeah, Uinta definitely will be. Uinta with 4A scoring JV, that's huge. And like you said, Uinta is going to be filling a couple weights too deep, and they could actually make a run with their depth. Who knows? That's what I'm saying. 4A is going to be a lot of fun to watch and see how it plays out.
Well, what's your take on Maple Mountain? They don't quite seem to have the firepower this year.
Right, they don't. in the past, Maple Mountain has relied on their stars, and they still have some stars on their team, but their depth, I feel, is worse this year than it's been in the past. I mean, they're forfeiting weights, which is not something that a top team should be doing. They're forfeiting weights, and they don't have the depth that all their weights that other teams have, like Uinta and Wasatch and even Box Elder at some weights. So it's I know they have some good kids coming up through that are going to be coming into high school soon, but they're down this year, and they're number 5 in 4A. They lost to Millard this last weekend. They lost a few duels, lost to Juab. They're definitely going to take a stumble in the rankings. But I wouldn't count them out. I don't see them competing for a state title in 4A this year at all. And actually, I think they'll place 5th. I think, my prediction on Maple Mountain is a fifth place finish in 4A behind Wasatch, Pace, and Uinta and Box Elder this year. But I don't think they're out, in the long run. I think, Champions has a great program, and they're going to get more kids, and they're going to come back and be stronger in the future. The question is, will they get the depth? You've got to get depth, especially in 4A when you score JVs, and that's what's hurting them right now is the numbers. They don't have the numbers out for the program, from what I hear. But yeah, and we talked about this a little bit last time. Box Elder, they could be so much better than what they are right now, but they've had some unfortunate things happen, and some kids not wrestling this year that were could be legit state champion contenders or state placers for sure. So. But an interesting thing. I'm just getting a few texts. Payson is wrestling Maple Mountain right now, and I heard Tyler Manukin beat Brandon Van Tassel 9-4. Kind of an interesting result there for those listening right now. At 170, Tyler Manukin we have ranked 5th. Brandon Van Tassel ranked number 1, and so it's kind of a big upset there. But
here's an interesting one of note here too is not that it was a powerhouse duel. Woods Cross and Provo went at it tonight. Ben Harden showed up at 138 and beat Schaefer Heiner by 11-5.
That's a good win.
Yeah, it's a good win. I tell you, some of those weights in 4A are absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah,
not only
4A
teams, but you got guys like Ben Harden or Schaefer Heiner coming from programs that aren't powerhouse teams necessarily, but they're good wrestling. Isaac Wilcox, and, these guys are going to be playing spoilers,
Yeah, definitely, and 4A has some very deep weights. So, anyways, before we close up, a couple going to the All-Stars. Our All-Star event coming up on January 3rd. We'll have junior high matches starting at, I think, at 5 or 5:15. I want to say 5. Details will be posted soon. But, going back last week again, another big upset that could have All-Star implications. Mason Denton at Fremont beat Dalton Stutzman in the finals of the Layton Invitation. I don't know, Brian, I don't know about you, but I didn't see that happening like that. But Mason showed up, and, he's going to take that top spot. As of right now, he beat the number 1 guy in the power polls, and, Mason as a freshman is stepping up his game, and he could be a potential All-Star because of it.
That kid works really, really hard. In fact, I know he goes all over the place. I know he even works with Nathaniel Holt in his studio every once in a while, So
yeah,
he goes wherever he can get better. I really like that Denton kid, and he's gonna definitely be a superstar.
Yep. And just looking down at the power polls from last time, we'll hopefully have the power polls up by tomorrow. That's the goal. Cole Zorn had lost a couple matches last weekend. He was the number 1 at 113. He was up at 120. I don't know if he's staying there or not. Tyson Humphreys, he's at number 5 at 13. He's not down to 13, but he's on his way down to 13. And moving on, 20. Trevor Clough did well. Took Terrell Barraclough to overtime. Looked good there. Jackson Cole.
Clough won that match, right?
Yep. No. Barraclough won. Sorry, Barraclough won over Trevor Clough in overtime. Jackson Cole beat Tanner Benedict, kind of revenged his Super State loss there. Zach Kohler did not compete. I hear he is competing this week. It'll be fun to see him. Ranger Keckler, we have him at 32. He's at 38. So that will be changing. Same with Richards and Nava. So there's some good matches going on and some good possible all-star matches that are coming up. We're working on our selections now for the all-stars. They won't be final until the 19th of December. So the 19th of December, we will have our final picks in. All-stars will be selected, and then we'll release them to the public. But we're currently working on our preliminary list. If you guys want to see certain matches, make sure to post them on our website. Give us some ideas of things what the fans want to see, and we'll do our best to make it happen.
Well, let me ask you something real quick, Jeff. What are you thinking about who you matching up with Brock Hardy?
I still don't know. I still would like to see him wrestle Jed Lovelace. They're both 4A, and we typically don't match up the same classifications against each other, but I just don't know who else to match him up against. He's never wrestled Jed Lovelace, and I don't know what Jed's plans are. He's at 160 currently. I've heard he might be on his way to 45, may stay at 60. I don't know. But personally, I would like to see that matchup, and if Jed's not going to be at 52, then I would like to see it happen at the All-Stars. But that's the one match I would like to see Brock wrestle. What are your thoughts? Who would you like to see him wrestle?
Well, either him or, the way I've seen Jacob Disher improve. That might be.
And maybe you go, Jed Lovelace and Disher wrestle this weekend. We go, the winner of those two wrestles Brock, maybe. Maybe that's the route we go. But, Disher and Brock have wrestled so many times or a few times last season. That's the only downside to doing that matchup is we've seen it before, and styles, it might be fun to see a different style wrestle Brock.
Well, it's like I guess him and Moody are too far apart, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, another one obviously great, but too far apart on that. So, but another interesting result from last week. Chase Lovelace beat Ashton Seeley, which obviously changes the power polls at 95 and also changes to be high top 25 quite a bit there too. Brandon Clausen, PG, went down last week. I think he was wrestling heavyweight. He lost. He's our number 1 at 220. So that's definitely going to change the rankings there. And then Riley Taylor, our number 1 at heavyweight, went down as well to Sean Stockwell. So a few number 1s went down last week for our power polls. So definitely those will change. Hopefully we can get those out by tomorrow.
Stockwell kid, if he can kind of, keep it together and stay healthy, there's not a better athlete at heavyweight than that kid is.
Yeah, he is
football
for sure.
He's kind of like that Ben Boss kind of athletic,
Right. Yep. And so, anyways, again, All-Star match coming up January 3rd. Make sure to plan to come. Bring your family. We'll get matchups or All-Stars released on the 19th is the plan. And then
keep an eye on Stockton O'Brien.
Yeah, Stockton, he had a tougher tournament this last weekend at 132. He'll be down at 126 moving forward, it sounds like. Wrestling up a weight is always difficult, but he went to overtime with Abe, who we know is tough, and then lost coming back to Kilpack. We won in that match when I hear, and then got thrown and pinned. So, but definitely he will be tough. At 26, we'll see how he does this weekend. But I definitely expect him to be one of the top 26 pounders in the state. Anyways, as we close up, it's 9 o'clock, so we want to wrap this up. But again, like I said, post all-star matches on the website that you'd like to see. We'll see what we can do to make them happen. Junior high all-stars as well. We'll start matching those guys up. So give us thoughts there. We're hoping to get next week our Beehive top 25 list, team and individuals released. Youth big board updated soon as well. So hopefully we can get some more rankings updated for you and keep everything new. Brian, before we sign off, do you have any last words?
No. Good job tonight. And thanks, Nate, for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you, Brian and Nate, for joining us. Again, we'll have this podcast on WrestleUtah.com, also on highschoolwrestlingmatches.com. Is it .com, Brian, or .org? It is .com. highschoolwrestlingmatches.com or .com. Check it out. And then next week, Wednesday, I do believe we'll be back. So Boise State duel this Saturday. Next week on Thursday is UVU versus Oregon State. Make sure to be there at UVU. And we are signing off. Thanks for listening.